Hey, welcome to the Morning Mouthful, an emotional eater. You know, after working with clients, sometimes they answer that question no. But sometimes after working together, they realize that in fact they are an emotional eater and they realize that this has been holding them back all this time. Emotional eating is so common. So today I'm going to give you my top tip to manage emotional eating. Okay, guys, so tell me if any of this sounds familiar. There are certain times of day that you find yourself in the pantry Olympics, right? A chicken breast and broccoli, like that's just not going to do it. You are craving like that junk food that you can only find in the pantry. Or maybe every single time you go out to dinner, you just overindulge on a consistent basis. I mean, you're just happy, right? Maybe a little tipsy, having dinner out with friends, back in the day when we could. Or maybe you feel at a certain time that, times of distress or loneliness or boredom, it's just kind of a habit for you to go right to the pantry, or just you're just eating and you're not really thinking about it. Does any of this sound familiar to you? Feeling stressed or bored and using food as amusement or comfort is a very common occurrence. I would say that most people I work with do suffer from some form of emotional eating. Here are some additional signs that you may be an emotional eater. Maybe you're gaining and losing the same amount of weight, that same 5 pounds going up and down, and you're just, you keep you notice that you sabotage yourself on a regular basis. You notice also maybe you're eating, out of stress or boredom or even happiness, or maybe just you feel out of control and you just can't overcome it. You see it's like a daily or a weekly pattern. Or maybe you were brought up this way, or maybe you just, have begun a habit of rewarding or even punishing yourself with food. Many times, a lot of these things kind of stem back to childhood, how we were brought up. And in the world of life coaching, we don't get super caught up in, why things happen, but it is good to just be aware so that you can take the steps to move forward. So my top tip for clients who are struggling with emotional eating is to implement what I call the power of the pause. This is just, before you put anything in your mouth, this is just the act of taking just a few seconds as you're reaching for that food. Don't put it in your mouth, but instead, be still. Think. What are you feeling right now? What's going through your mind? Are you stressed? Are you bored? Are you feeling, having difficulty with transition? Are you feeling happy? Like you're out with a bunch of people and you're just automatically, you're like going for the bread, or you're over consuming alcohol. Take a moment and check in with yourself and ask yourself, what am I feeling? What is some of the chatter, some of the thoughts that are going through my head right now? Doing this creates a level of awareness, and awareness is always the first step to fixing any problem. If you can't acknowledge a problem, you can't fix it, right? So just giving ourselves that power of the pause in the moment so that we can bring this to a level of awareness, and then asking yourself a very simple question. What am I actually hungry for? Now, you might be physically hungry. If you're physically hungry, maybe it's just time for a healthy snack. But if there's emotions or thoughts, maybe even like insecure thoughts, whatever it is that's causing you to eat anything besides a physical hunger, the next question you need to ask yourself is, what am I hungry for, and what is a more appropriate response other than food? So I hope this morning mouthful was helpful for you. Hey, let me know in the comments. Does the power of the pause resonate with you? Is there any place in your life that practice would be helpful? I'd love to hear what you think. All right, guys. I'll see you next time. Bye.